Podcast Script Part 1. Topic: How to Think in English. Stop translating in your head.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's English Learning Podcast. My name is David, and I'll be your host.
And I'm Sarah. We're so happy you're here with us. Today's topic is something many English learners struggle with: how to stop translating in your head and start thinking directly in English.
That's right. If you've ever found yourself hearing an English sentence, quickly translating it into your native language, and then trying to respond back in English, don't worry, you're not alone. This is very common.
Yes, but it can make conversations slow, stressful, and sometimes even confusing. Our goal today is to help you break this habit. We'll show you practical tips and even some fun exercises to train your brain to think in English naturally.
Before we dive in, let's warm up with a quick thought experiment. Imagine this. You see a dog running in the park. What comes to mind first? Do you think the word in your native language, or do you instantly hear the word dog?
Great example. If the first thing you hear is your native word, that means your brain is still taking a detour. But if the first thing you hear is dog, congratulations, you're starting to think in English.
And don't worry if that doesn't happen yet. Thinking in English is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Just like learning to ride a bicycle. At first it feels strange and shaky, but the more you do it, the smoother it becomes.
Exactly. And that's what this episode is about. We'll talk about why translation feels natural, why it slows you down, and how you can change your mindset step by step.
So stay with us for the full session. By the end, you'll have new tools to practice and a clear idea of how to train your brain to think in English naturally.
Ready? Let's get started.
Podcast Script Part 2. Why learners translate in their heads.
So Sarah, let's talk about why so many learners translate in their heads when speaking English. Why does this happen?
That's a good question, David. The main reason is that learners usually start by studying English in school. And in school, English is often taught through translation. You see a sentence in English, and then you find the meaning in your native language.
Exactly. That teaching method creates a habit. The brain gets used to connecting every English word to a word in your native language, instead of connecting it directly to an image or an idea.
Right. For example, if I say the word apple, some learners don't immediately picture the red or green fruit. Instead, they first think of the word in their own language, then translate it to English. That extra step slows everything down.
And not only does it slow you down, but it also makes conversation more stressful. While you're busy translating in your head, the other person is still talking, and you feel pressure to keep up.
Yes, and this can create nervousness. Some learners even feel shy about speaking because they worry they won't translate fast enough to reply.
Another reason is confidence. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes, so they try to translate carefully, word by word, hoping to be perfect. But in real conversation, that just doesn't work.
Exactly. Real communication is fast and natural. Native speakers don't stop to translate. They just think of an idea and the words come out automatically.
So, to summarize, the habit of translation comes from school learning, from trying to be perfect, and from not trusting yourself to think directly in English.
Yes, and the good news is, once you understand why you're translating, you can start to change it. You can train your brain to skip the translation step and go straight from idea to English words.
That's right, and in the next part of our podcast, we'll talk about why translation is actually a problem and why breaking this habit is so important for fluency.
Stay with us, it's going to get very interesting.
Podcast Script Part 3. Why translation is a problem.
All right, Sarah, we've just explained why learners translate in their heads. Now let's talk about why this habit is actually a big problem.
Yes, this is very important. The first problem is speed. When you translate in your head, you add an extra step. Instead of just speaking, your brain is busy switching between two languages. That makes your answers slower.
And in real conversations, speed matters. Imagine you're at a cafe.
and the cashier asks, "Do you want your coffee hot or iced?" If you pause too long to translate, you'll feel nervous and the situation becomes uncomfortable.
Exactly. And it's not only about speed. Translation also causes mistakes. Because languages don't always match word for word, you might choose the wrong phrase. For example, in some languages, you say open the light, but in English, we say turn on the light.
Great example. If you translate directly, you might sound unnatural, even if people still understand you. That can hurt your confidence.
Another problem is focus. When you're translating in your head, you're not really listening. You're busy working inside your brain, and you might miss what the other person is saying.
That's so true. It's like trying to watch two movies at the same time, one in your language and one in English. You can't enjoy either fully, and you end up confused.
Yes, and that confusion can make conversations stressful instead of fun. Many learners tell us, I understand English when I read or listen slowly, but in real time, I get lost. That happens because they are still translating.
So, to put it simply, translation makes you slow, it creates mistakes, it distracts your focus, and it increases stress.
Exactly. And if you want to sound natural, confident, and fluent, you must break this habit. Thinking directly in English is the key.
But don't worry though. In the next part, we'll share some practical, step-by-step tips on how to actually start thinking in English.
Yes, this is the exciting part. We'll show you simple tricks you can practice every day, and you'll see your fluency grow.
Podcast Script Part 4. How to Start Thinking in English.
All right, Sarah, now comes the most important part. We've talked about why translation happens and why it's a problem, but now, how can learners actually start thinking in English?
Great question, David. The first step is to connect English words directly to images and situations, not to your native language. For example, when you hear the word apple, don't think of the translation, just picture a red apple in your mind.
Yes, this way, English goes straight into your brain without passing through another language. It's like creating a direct highway instead of taking the long back road.
Another tip is to use English in your daily life, even for small things. For example, when you wake up, look around your room and name the objects in English. Bed, pillow, blanket, window.
That's a fantastic exercise, and you can also describe actions. For example, when you brush your teeth, think in English, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm washing my face. These small sentences train your brain to use English naturally.
Absolutely. Another powerful method is self-talk. I love this one. Talk to yourself in English about what you're doing or what you're planning. For example, I'm cooking pasta for dinner. Later, I will call my friend.
Some learners might feel silly talking to themselves, but trust us, it works. Nobody has to hear you. It's just you and your thoughts, and your English is getting stronger.
Yes, and here's another tip. Stop worrying about grammar when you practice thinking. Focus on ideas first. Don't try to make every sentence perfect. Just let the words flow.
Exactly. Fluency is about flow, not perfection. Mistakes are normal. The important thing is to get used to using English without pausing to translate.
Also, try to surround yourself with English. Listen to podcasts, watch movies, or read simple stories. But here's the key. Don't translate while you listen or read. Just enjoy the meaning like a child does when learning their first language.
That's such good advice. Children don't translate. They hear, they repeat, and slowly they understand. Adults can train the same way, but it takes practice and patience.
Exactly. So to sum up this part, connect words to images, use English in daily life, talk to yourself, don't worry about grammar, and surround yourself with English.
Perfect summary. And in the next part, we'll guide our listeners through some mini practice exercises so they can try thinking in English right now with us.
Yes, this is going to be fun. Stay tuned and get ready to practice.
Podcast Script, Part 5, Mini Practice Exercises.
All right, everyone. Now it's time to practice. We don't just want to give you advice. We want you to experience thinking in English right now.
Yes, so let's do a few short exercises together. If you're listening, try to participate. Don't just listen passively. Speak out loud if you can, or at least think the answers in your head in English only.
Perfect. Here's the first exercise. I'll say a word, and I want you to picture the image in your mind immediately. No translation. Ready? The word is cat.
Did you imagine a cat? Maybe a small, cute kitten? If yes, great job. You didn't need to translate. You just connected the English word to the image.
Let's try another one. The word is rain.
What do you see? Maybe dark clouds, drops of water, people with umbrellas? That's perfect. Again, no translation, just direct understanding.
Excellent. Now let's move to the second exercise, making short sentences about yourself. I'll give you a situation, and you try to create a simple English sentence. For example, the situation is, you are hungry. Say to yourself, I am hungry.
Your turn. The situation is, you are tired. What sentence can you make? Yes, say it out loud. I am tired. Great.
Another one. The situation is, you are happy because it's Friday. You can say, I'm happy, it's Friday.
Awesome. See, simple sentences, but they train your brain to think directly in English.
Okay, now let's do the third exercise. This one is about describing what you see. Look around you right now. Maybe you see a chair, a phone, or a cup. Say in English, I see a chair, or I see my phone.
Exactly. Keep it simple. If you see a window, just say, I see a window. If you see your notebook, say, I see my notebook.
This exercise is powerful because you're training your brain to connect real life directly to English. No translation needed.
Yes, and you can do this anywhere, anytime. On the bus, in your room, even while walking outside. Just describe what you see in English.
Great job, everyone. These mini exercises may feel simple, but they're the foundation of thinking in English.
Exactly. If you practice them every day, even just for 5 minutes, your brain will slowly start to prefer English naturally.
And in the final part of today's episode, we'll wrap everything up, give you a recap, and share some encouragement for your English journey.
Yes, don't go anywhere. We're almost at the finish line.
Podcast Script, Part 6, Recap and Encouragement.
All right, friends, we're now at the final part of today's episode. Let's take a moment to review what we've learned.
Yes. First, we talked about why learners often translate in their heads. It's mostly because of how English is taught in school, through translation, and also because learners want to be perfect.
Then we explained why translation is a problem. It makes you slow, it causes mistakes, it distracts your focus, and it creates stress in real conversations.
After that, we shared practical steps to start thinking in English, connect words to images, describe your daily life in English, practice self-talk, stop worrying about grammar, and surround yourself with English.
And of course, we did some mini practice exercises together, imagining pictures from English words, making simple sentences, and describing what you see around you.
Those exercises might seem small, but if you repeat them every day, they build a powerful habit. Step by step, your brain will learn to think directly in English.
Remember, this is not about perfection. It's about progress. Even if you make mistakes, you're moving forward as long as you keep practicing.
Exactly. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't get strong after one workout, but if you go regularly, little by little, your body changes. It's the same with your brain and English.
So here's our encouragement to you. Don't give up. Even if it feels slow at first, trust the process. With daily practice, you will start to notice that English words come to your mind more quickly and naturally.
And one day, you'll realize you're having a whole conversation in English without translating at all. That will feel amazing, and it will give you so much confidence.
So keep going. Do a little practice every day. Talk to yourself, describe what you see, and enjoy the process.
We believe in you. You can do this.
Thank you so much for joining us in today's episode of our English Learning Podcast.
We hope you enjoyed it, and more importantly, that you'll start using these tips in your daily life.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep thinking in English.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode.